Welcome and hello from Vivid Resources. I'm Laura Hunter, and today we are having our second in our series from Vivid Voices, our microtalk series featuring our friend Stephen Gay. Stephen's a UX design leader at Google and the author of the new book that also happens to be a graphic novel, Why Always Wins. Welcome, Stephen. Thanks for being here.
It's great to be here. Thanks, Laura.
You're welcome. So you have a Kickstarter for your book, and in the Kickstarter, it says that it's a fun and informative comic designed to help you understand the mechanics of collaboration and foster effective and empathetic teams. You know, that sounds really important actually for all kinds of teams, not just design. So good for you. What was it that inspired you to write the book? And why does why always win?
Thanks. As a leader, I've observed that one of the keys to a successful design career is investing in communication and collaboration skills. I think my school and other advanced degrees do a great job of teaching the mechanics of design thinking and practical design work. And even within those schools, group projects can provide a form of practice for team building and collaboration. But as a leader, I've observed that early career professionals had not been exposed to many of the fundamental concepts that foster effective and empathetic teams. We designed Why Always Wins to be this fun and informative tool to help early career professionals to pick up many of these fundamental concepts. And I also hope that managers will be able to use this graphic novel to facilitate great conversations between their teams and discuss these concepts and practice them every day.
Excellent. Yeah. So what was it that inspired you to write the book? Well, we've talked about that, but I guess, first of all, we should maybe back up a little bit because I've known you since 2005. I was fortunate enough to place you in one of your early career moves. And since then, you've had an exceptional trajectory. I'm guessing there's probably an experience or two during the last 14 years that have moved you to want to write this book. And so I'm just curious, can you tell us about one that stands out?
Yeah, sure. Firstly, I'd say I've been super fortunate over the past 15 years since we worked together to have so many talented mentors, teachers, and managers to help grow my career. I think they all provided really valuable lessons in awareness, facilitation, and collaboration. I think one story really stands out. Early in my career, I was really having a hard time collaborating across this complex organization on this very specific project. I was getting really frustrated with the constant delays and the changes, and I felt like these missed deadlines would really reflect badly on myself and my career. So as a result of that, I really pushed hard with the team, and I think I created this sort of needless friction to accelerate the project.
Yeah.
And in reality, I think that pushing really resulted in exactly what I was trying to avoid, which was hurting my brand and my career, and the quality of the project wasn't changing, and if anything, frustration was increasing. I made the mistake in believing that it was okay to sacrifice my working relationships to deliver something great and ensure, those trade-offs maybe seem fine in the short term, but it's not a sustainable behavior.
Yeah.
And I realized when I had that aha moment to really have a successful career at building great products, myself and I believe designers need to facilitate and really focus on creating healthy friction. And I think within that healthy friction, we will have difficult conversations. I think that's normal, but we want to ensure that all team members, cross-functional, are really contributing to that overall design process. And again, deadlines are super important, but again, meeting those deadlines that result in a team that doesn't want to work together is really problematic. And I know you asked earlier, why do I call the book Why Always Wins? Is that we really want to reinforce this point that leading with inquiry and asking these key questions from your stakeholders and partners is one of the most essential steps to success.
That seems to make so much sense to me. And in addition to that, to be able to do that in a collaborative and, a way that engenders this connection in the team where people are working together and they understand, yeah, we're going to ask some hard questions. There are going to be some challenges around this, but that doesn't mean that we don't like each other and that we can't work together. And that just seems to me to be a wonderful message to have, especially for young people who are coming up, because we all walk in to any kind of environment with our own stuff, to move through it kind of gracefully and being able to be curious and wonder what the solutions are without too much clashing with each other.
Absolutely.
Excellent. What would you say the core principles of what you want the reader to take away from your book are?
Sure, that's a great question. I think the biggest concept to take away from the book is the importance to focus on both the what and the how. You know, we really reinforce this earlier in the book, and let me kind of explain what that is. So the what is really geared towards the products we design, the designs we put out. It's the product itself, and the how is really how we collaborate as a team, is how we work together to build that product. And I think that there needs to be a balance there. And from a design perspective, we need to focus on both. And I've worked on teams where that balance is out of whack. You know, there's a really strong emphasis on building a great product, which is the what, but there's a sacrifice of the how. And the other way is sometimes there's a sacrifice on making sure collaboration is so smooth that we're not creating friction and doesn't create a great what. And I think as a leader and as a designer, we can control that balance, and we need to be really conscious of that. So that's really the biggest takeaway from the book. I think we've organized the book into different chapters. Each is focused on a different theme that discusses different concepts and methods. For example, in chapter 1, it's all about investing in relationships. The chapter discusses concepts for understanding team dynamics and awareness. It also focuses on self-awareness and things like personal triggers. And in the end of each chapter, we've added worksheets for practice and a glossary of terms for easy reference. Chapter 1, there's a great worksheet on self-awareness. I fundamentally believe if we are more aware of our choices, we're more likely to make better decisions and act in a way that will increase our ability to achieve results. And again, that's just chapter 1. And again, we're really trying to communicate these core concepts.
Yeah, so it sounds like the whole person is what we're talking about, that brings themselves to the workplace. And so maybe like having their individual consciousness kind of combining with, the team consciousness. And when that's done effectively through self-awareness, it sounds like that's just one great step to successful collaboration right now with this move towards self-awareness, overall. So I love that. I love it. So I guess in closing, one of the things that I'm most fascinated with is that you made this a graphic novel, and it's so current. And what I think is really interesting also is that we have young designers who come from, like, for example, my son he was into manga, which are all graphic novels. And so I think it will really, kind of connect with young people.
As a UX designer, we strive to create an engaging and useful experience to help our customers get what they need. So we took a similar approach in developing the book. I think the graphic novel format allows to craft a fun story, to share the fundamentals of collaboration and communication. We felt the readers would be able to really relate to our characters, their situations, their frustrations and emotions. And the graphic novel format really is tailored for that, because you can connect with the characters, and we hopefully have create this fun and informative narrative. And for sure, I partnered with an amazing, super talented team of artists and comic book experts to bring Why Always Wins to life. It's been 4.5 years in development, and it's been a huge learning curve in developing a graphic novel. But it's been so rewarding to do something new with a great team, and I'm excited to maybe do it again. So stay tuned.
Super interesting and unique. And I'm really excited. I'm sure it's going to do really well. So thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you had the time to share with us. I know you're busy at Google, and I know it's difficult to kind of be able to extract a little time from you, but thank you again, Stephen. And thank you, viewers. We appreciate you watching today. You can learn more about Stephen's novel, Why Always Wins, and should you wish, be a part of the Kickstarter that he has going right now. All you have to do is go to kickstarter.com and search Why Always Wins. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for all the most recent updates from Vivid Voices and Vivid Resources with thought leaders like our friend Stephen Gay. Thank you again, Stephen. I really appreciate your time. And until next time, I'm Laura Hunter. Everyone, be well.